Wing break A. The attack is a shoulder grab from the right side. So from this position here, they could possibly be threatening with a right punch. So I want to step up towards 1030, trap the hand, and hyperextend all in one motion. 1. The elbow comes swinging around. I come underneath, hook around my opponent's body, gripping up towards the armpit or the hip. Deep Chinese hidden foot, get my hip into them, lift, and roundhouse of the ball of the foot. In wing break B, they may strong arm us or have a little bit of distance or range on us. So they grab. I do the same start. I trap the hand, hyperextend the elbow, stepping out to 1030 to kind of face my opponent. So I'm going to be shuffling towards 3 o'clock. I step in, bring my elbow down, deep Chinese hidden foot, same execution, roundhouse of the ball of the foot. So doing a hip toss technique always has a huge amount of exposure to the back. So this is something that needs to be practiced over and over and over and over. So my personal belief is that this technique was developed. Of course, we're going to deal with that arm. We come around, we're trying to teach people how to do a proper hip toss with good footwork. If you want to do a good hip toss, a couple of things. Number one, when you're first starting out, practice on someone that's taller than you. It's always going to be harder to get your hips lower and underneath somebody that's shorter than you are. So if you have a good crash mat or you have a good partner that's comfortable with getting thrown like that, practice with someone who's taller than you, and your center of gravity would be lower than theirs, and it would just be like a slight, easy pullover. So to hip toss somebody shorter, we need to have a little bit more technique in there. So if I'm here, I get that hyperextension, and I do either A or B. In this case, I'll do B. I come around like this. When I'm stepping, I have to get low, and I have to pull them and bend them over, hinge them at the hip, and bend at the butt to try and get them to fall over my hip. So the idea is to get your hip at their hip level and get them to bend over. So if I'm here, 1, we hyperextend the arm. Hopefully that kind of gets them up on their toes. I come in, circle, and I hit my hip towards them. Now I'm gonna be unwinding out of my Chinese hidden foot, but as I do that and I'm low, I want to pull them down and over my hip. And that's how you'll get a successful hip toss. Mechanical variations of this. If you find yourself in a situation where you're really not getting the hip toss, never go away from practicing it. There's a funny saying that says there was no kid that said after the 6th or 7th time trying to walk that said, this isn't for me. I sucked at the hip toss. It was really a poor technique for me. And once I started realizing how low I had to get on shorter people to make this a little bit more effective and how to defend them getting my back with certain grips, it became something more usable for me. So I guess that being said, is wing break is trying to teach us how to hip toss someone properly. And when they land, trying to do a roundhouse with the ball of the foot, which is not the toes, we're coming in with the toes up, hitting with the ball of the foot. If you don't get a good hip toss in and you give someone your back, it's a very dangerous technique. So I guess what I'm saying to you is that don't ever take Kenpo techniques as verbatim, that I must do this in a self-defense scenario. It's trying to teach you different variations within a technique, and it's up to us to figure out what works and what does not work for our body for realistic scenarios. It's trying to build you a theory. You about done?
Sorry, just when I did that, my back went.
If you're gonna die in the corner, at least be on camera. Okay. I don't rub much, but I know who your devil is. Don't you?